as with all of the Champions League games, certainly in the group stage, before the main game, which of course is over at the Etihad a little bit later on, in the afternoon there is a UEFA Youth League game between the same two opponents, and that's what's happening right behind me at the moment, which gives me an opportunity to perhaps grab somebody from Copenhagen and ask them a few questions about the Blues, what they think of the team, what they think of the club, to set the scene ahead of tonight's game. So, you know me, I don't miss an opportunity. So let's speak to a journalist from SC Copenhagen. Maybe if you're travelling over to Denmark next week like I am, a few clues as to what it's going to be like over there as well. Let's see who's around.
Well, I'm Torkild Fosdal, and I'm a journalist in FC Copenhagen Media. Do a lot of different stuff. Today I'm doing the live Twitter, and some of my colleagues are taking pictures, and so we're happy to cover this Youth League game here.
What are you expecting from the main game tonight in the main stadium?
Oh yes, I guess it will be the same pictures we've seen the first 45 minutes. No, I'm joking. Our youth team has been doing very well. I think we'll be struggling more tonight, but hopefully we can have periods like here in this game where we can control the ball and keep City away, because everyone in Denmark knows that it's one of the world's best teams we are playing against. But also, as our coach said yesterday, we are here to see if we can make a difference, get a good feeling when we sit in the plane tonight, and of course, no one needs to tell us that it's world-class players, everyone. We've done it before, why not again?
What's the perception in Denmark then of Manchester City? That you've said that one of the best teams in the world. I mean, City have, in the last 10 years, dominated, really, haven't they?
Yeah, really. So have we in the Danish league, but there's a huge difference. Just look at the budget. I mean, we have one of the largest budgets in Scandinavia, if not the largest. And when we played Dortmund, I realized that you could buy Jude Bellingham for the same amount that you could buy a whole of our squad. And I don't even dare to think about City's budget. So, but apart from that, everyone recognizes that it's a really good team, and we have played against Guardiola's teams before in Barcelona, so we know what he's capable of, and a lot of Danish fans are looking at English football every Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, high expectations to see them in Parken and see what we can do. I mean, it's 90 minutes, everything can happen.
City drew that UEFA Youth League game 1-1 in the end, when it wasn't raining like it is now. Yesterday I was speaking to Jason Manford, the Manchester comedian, actor, singer and huge City fan as well. He was promoting the pantomime that's going to be in Manchester. Peter Pan, he plays the part of Captain Hook. So I took the opportunity to ask him what he thought of Erling Haaland. A little bit off topic, but not for this vlog of course. Here's what he had to say.
I mean, he is incredible. That's the first time I saw him in the flesh on Sunday, and it was my son's first derby. And what a game to go to. Two hat-tricks. I mean, it's absolutely bonkers. My son's been to 2 games and he's seen 11 goals. So I don't know what he expects, really. I've had to tell him, look, sometimes it's 0-0, you know, but he don't believe me. But yeah, they're just incredible at the moment. But then again, you know, it's still open. You know, Arsenal are still up there, you know. So I think it'll be closer than we think. But Haaland is just... I went pitch side on Sunday from where our season tickets are. We walked down and I did a little interview, and I saw him for a minute, like just at the side of next to Martinez. He looks like when your dad used to come on the field and play and start scoring goals. Like he's just, it's like the rest of them are just like using his ball. You know, he's just formidable, and the fact he's not going to the World Cup is terrifying for every defender in the league, I would imagine. So yeah, it's exciting and it's a lot of fun, and as I said, I'm hoping you know, once this Panto's out of the way in January, that I start using my season ticket instead of giving it to my uncle every week.
Typical City. I'm always coming to a game and I'm always nervous. I mean, I've had a bet with my wife here that I think we're going to do it 4-0. Let's see.
You don't know what sort of team he's going to pick. I mean, he could rest a couple tonight.
Well, exactly. And also, to be fair, I don't really know what Copenhagen are going to be like either. So it's a bit of an unknown quantity. I just can't see us tailing off too much from the excitement of the weekend, though. I'm hoping we're going to sustain it a bit. And of course, more points tonight. More points in the bag is what it's all about, isn't it?
Here we are. We're still a couple of hours before kick-off. You're very early. How come you're so early?
Yeah, so my daughter Imogen, She's in a choir at school, St Anne's Ordenshaw. She got invited by Manchester City today to come and sing for some of the executives, and she was given a couple of tickets to come along and experience everything, so I thought I'd bring her down early, soak up in the atmosphere, and yeah, so here she is.
Wow, what was that like then? So what happened?
There was like a lot of important people that you wouldn't see on TV.
Nobody more important than you though, surely.
Yeah, there's like the people who own City, there's people who own Copenhagen.
And what kind of songs did you sing?
Yeah, well, you're asking the questions for me now. What songs did you sing?
I'm going to sing the first song.
No.
Go on, you can do it. It's only me and him. Go on.
No. But there's a City song and a Copenhagen one, and yeah. So we've done half of the part of the song, and then we changed into Copenhagen, and then we've done the City.
So you did a Manchester City song first,
wow.
and then the Copenhagen.
What an honour that is.
Oh, it was really good, yeah, really proud moment. So yeah, she's going to soak up the atmosphere today. I reckon 6 or 7-0, job done.
As a Danish international of some repute, what does a game like this mean to you?
Well, it's a big game. I always think there's a certain amount of pride attached to when we have a Danish team in the group stages of the Champions League. Obviously, we've got this year with FC Copenhagen, and then when you get in there, you do want a big one. You know, just simply for the exposure of it all, is it? Because I think we do realise that very difficult, almost impossible, to be able to progress from the group. So you always look for the big one. And I guess right now, as a team, as a club, as individual players, whether that's Kevin De Bruyne or Haaland, it just doesn't come much bigger than this.
Could this bring a surprise, or is that out of the question?
I think it requires a number of things when you have a chance of springing a surprise. You need to be in good form, really good form. You need all your key men to be fit. FC Copenhagen doesn't tick any of those boxes at the moment. Got a number of injuries to key players, and they're not in particularly good form. Hence the reason they've changed the head coach, sacked the previous guy and brought in a new guy, and that's always to do with a lack of results. So those things are against FC Copenhagen. But they'll come here, they'll give their all. I somehow doubt that will be enough. But I think there's always a bigger picture, isn't there? The experience will be invaluable for this group of players. Plus, the fans, it's an easy hop over to Manchester. They'll enjoy themselves, they'll be vocal. I think they'll enjoy them, the fans will be good. And I think in the end, regardless of what happens, and I think we'll prepare ourselves that it's going to be a defeat, I think people will make the most of it and try and enjoy as much as they can.
This is the bit you don't normally see, because as a fan you'd probably still be outside, although there's a couple sneaked in very early fans, but seeing the opposition team walk out, assess the pitch, they might have seen it last night actually. In fact, I'm sure they did see it last night at the training session that clubs are allowed on the pitch, but tonight they walk out, it's match day, feels somehow slightly different, doesn't it? So I'll try and talk to one or two fans inside the ground as much as anything today, because the weather is very changeable. Poured down before. You're one of the earliest arrivals inside the ground. Why are you here so early?
Because, you know, being on time always is better, as I said you.
It's just as simple as that.
Yeah, simple.
I thought you might be in here because the Copenhagen team.
Honestly, I am here because of my son.
Right.
He's Man City fan, you know. He's a football player. Maybe the next Ryan Giggs.
You can't say that. The next Ryan Giggs. You better say
I know.
Player.
I know.
The next Kevin De Bruyne.
But his name is Ryan, you know.
Oh, right. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah. What position do you play?
Right wing.
Right wing. So you could be Phil Foden, you could be Riyad Mahrez. That's got to be better than Ryan, hasn't it? Ryan Giggs. Have you got a favourite?
De Bruyne.
De Bruyne. Right, that's who you need to be. City going to win tonight, you confident?
Yeah.
I said my wish, you know.
I think, you know what, at top level, the mentality of the players is just second to none. I think that's why they're up there. So for them to get up to this game, it'll be relatively easy, I believe. Obviously, look at the squad in depth as well. I'd imagine there'll be a few changes. I don't think there'll be too many wholesale changes, but it'd be nice to see maybe a bit of youth in there. Rico Lewis possibly coming in after Kyle Walker getting injured, and kind of your lads who have not got as many minutes, your Riyad Mahrez, stuff like that, with I mean, they're all top quality players, so it'd be amazing to see what lineup is tonight, and it'll be incredible to watch.
I think it should be a decent game. I think obviously everyone's going to be buzzing after the weekend, so I know hopefully Haaland plays, but even if he doesn't, we've got plenty of talent on. I think the double header against Copenhagen, I think this is the perfect opportunity to hopefully wrap up the group. Hopefully get 12 points, and then we can probably rest some players in the 5th or 6th match days.
Yeah, it's always felt like the Dortmund game away would be the one that decides who wins the group.
Yeah.
And that by Seville, ironically, it might be a dead rubber.
Yeah, that's it. I think the confidence we'll get if we do win 2 more and then going into that final game, or that penultimate game, would be key. Because I mean, with it being 3 games every week until the World Cup, basically, I think it's just going to be a bit manic. So I think it's important to get the rest, just play as we always do, and I think we'll be fine.
I've just seen Haaland arrive for the game, and the reception he got when he went into the ground was by far the biggest. Is the club becoming the Haaland club now?
I think it's always going to be many different elements to City, but at the moment a lot of people want to come here and want to see that man. I personally have never seen anything like it before, so it's always going to be more than him, but he's definitely added to what we've got hugely.
Win tonight, quite comfortable hopefully. Haaland will score again, won't we?
Are you surprised he's starting tonight?
Yeah, I am a bit, yeah. I thought he might rest him tonight, but
You've got to fancy him for a hat-trick, haven't you, every time he plays?
scores hat-trick every home game, doesn't he, Ian? So yeah, down to. Should have money on it really, shouldn't he?
He's a main man at the moment.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's fantastic. How can he score another hat-trick tonight?
A bit like people predicted. I think that without going all out, City obviously are totally dominant and comfortably in front as well. But yeah, that's the difference between the 2 teams really. So you can't say much about it really.
Have you got split loyalties because you played for City, you played for Copenhagen?
Yeah, split loyalties, or you can also turn it around and see I'm happy whatever happens. So it's as long as it's when the difference is that big as it is today, then it's fine. It would have been worse if it was very equal. Then I would have been a bit biased. So today is fine. They get a good experience, the Danish team, and it's just such a big enjoyment to watch City play at the moment. It's incredible football, really. I love it.
The fact that Haaland is Norwegian,
yeah,
which is part of Scandinavia, does that make you particularly proud of him, or the fact he's Norwegian and not Danish? Is that?
No, not really. No. If he had been Danish, we would have been proud. But obviously, it's a bit special because one of the best football players, or at least goal scorers, maybe we'll see for a long time, is from Scandinavia, a small country as Denmark would have been. That's a bit special on it, obviously, but yeah, with Alf Inge also his story here in the club, and now Erling playing here, it's a nice story, and it's just magnificent what he's producing at the time. Incredible.
Expected a win in that, but yeah, expected good game. Their keeper was something else. Could have been double figures nearly for him.
If it had kept Haaland on, it probably would have been more, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but he was sat in the dressing room soaking for a bit. Two, we've been grateful of that many a time, won't we, mate? Take care.
What did you think of that?
Amazing, I loved it. It was really good, yeah.
Is that what you expect now from City?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. 6 3 derbies are expecting this, definitely. City on fire. What else are we? We're just amazing.
It was alright, wasn't it? I'm glad Grealish has got confidence back because he looks good when he's running on the ball. But I mean, Haaland's just a joke, isn't he? It's just ridiculous.
You see the frustration on Grealish's face when one of them shots went wide.
Yeah, like he's so close to he's doing everything right other than just the last bit. But he'll get there because he's got the confidence back now.
You think this is going to be City's year in the Champions League?
Don't want to jinx it, but yeah, we're winning it this year. Early.
Easy game, not easy weather. What can I say? Away fans, proper one. Yeah, we can say Grealish was outstanding today. Sergio Gomez was very good today also. All the team was brilliant, but for me it was like training game, like training session. They give 1 or 2 shots on the goal, that's all. So hope so we'll carry on to the final like this, and we will win in Istanbul.
I thought it was brilliant, Ian, and I think you're a legend as well. Come on, boys, come on, kids. Up the Blues.
Well, what did you all think of it?
What did you think of
it? It was amazing. Haaland, I love.
So is Haaland your favourite player now?
Right.
Jack Grealish.
Show us.
Jack Grealish.
Show Ian. That's all. Show Ian. Come on.
Haaland, Grealish, Bowden.
We've got one representative.
A selection.
And that's no force, Ian. That's my choice.
Who's your favourite player then?
Pep Guardiola. Hey, pleasure to meet you, Ian.
Wow, another thriller. Another exceptional game. I mean, it's a couple of boys coming back in. The centre backs coming back in. Haven't been out for a while. Laporte in particular, but he'll be pleased to gotten the minutes he's gotten and also have a clean sheet. Seen some of the young players get on, and again the quality and the level stayed and remained the same. Haaland continues to do what he does, and you know, every time we come into the stadium there's a side conversation about him. We leave the stadium continuing another conversation about him, and you know, what I figured out, the only person that's able to stop him from getting a hat-trick is Pep Guardiola. By taking him off.
You're an amazing striker. You must look at him in a very different way than I look at him. What does he do that makes him so special?
Well, I think when you think about even the goal when he scored against any derby, you know, and De Bruyne delivers that ball, I don't think it's probably only him that can get there. Because one, he's an absolute, he's lightning in terms of the first 6-7 yards. And so there's ability to be difficult to mark in that situation, but also he's 6'5". So when I look at that situation, just assuming if I was as quick as him, I don't get there because he's 5 inches taller than me. So I think that reach, he's the only person that could score that. There isn't many. I think Peter Crouch is like what, 6'7", but Peter Crouch is nowhere near his pace. So that's what you got in terms of an animal as a player. He's a totally different animal. You know, you think, well, he's tall, I gotta be tidy with him in the air, but then on the ground, he's lightning quick. And what I love is he's made a whole conversation about not having to touch, like, he's not interested in trying to touch the ball 1,000 times. He's like, I just want to touch it half a dozen times, and then a half a dozen times, if I can score 3-4 goals, I'm happy. I've had a great game. So he's just done a whole spin, a flip on the whole conversation about, you know, playing well. You realize he could play well by having minimal touches and putting the ball in the back of the net. So it's a joy watching him. It's a joy watching City because the young players come in, fit in perfectly as well. So brilliant performance, brilliant performance.
We were lucky to have you, and now we've got lucky to have him, haven't we?
Oh, we really have. And, you know, Haaland is a phenomenal player, and his dad, I know, must be a very proud man because the goals and the record he's scoring, he's come and scored goals this is Champions League game tonight, but he's come and scored goals in the Premier League and made it look as though it's like League Two. The irregularity of his goals and the consistency, it's made it look as though it's not the highest level, and we all know it's the highest level, and it's very difficult, and he's made it look very easy.
I can't really add anything to the great Sean Goulter. Some great guests again, including possibly you, so thank you to everybody that's contributed. I'll be in Copenhagen next week for the return game, if you like, against the Danish side, and of course I will be here against Southampton at the weekend. So thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much to the RRG Group and Timpson in particular for their support, and to Howard Solicitors. I'll see you again next week, and as always, isn't it great to be a Blue?